Ray Comfort and Kirk Cameron, that's essentially Way of the Master, are primarily famous for two things. The first is claiming that bananas testify to the genius of God's creation, and secondly, of course, the crocodile. Well, I've watched the way that these guys operate through their media for probably a couple of years now, and it seems to fall into a fairly generic pattern, that they hijack people unawares on the street and essentially emotionally blackmail them. Now, I've often looked at that as a morally reprehensible way of emotionally manipulating people. Now, they've also stated that they would like to engage with prominent atheists. So, well, I know that I'm heading over that way in a couple of months, so I write to them. And initially the email gets bounced straight back saying, Ray doesn't work here, this is just his staff. If you want to contact him, best chance is through his blog. So you can't contact him through his blog, so I actually put a message on his blog. The message reads, I run the popular pro-science YouTube channel under the screen name of Thunderfoot. For context, Thunderfoot, 54,000 subscribers. Way of the Master, 9,000. This summer I will be touring the US and shall be passing near to Los Angeles. That's the Mount Wilson Observatory. And for those of you who don't know, the Mount Wilson Observatory is where Hubble did a lot of his work on the expanding universe at I think it was mostly the Hooker telescope. But anyway, so this was about 100 years ago, and I was going to go back there 100 years later to see if I can do with a off-the-shelf but moderately advanced telescope if I can actually replicate some of his results. So, and of course I'll be putting that up probably on the Beauty in the Universe channel. Anyway, so I'm looking at killing a couple of birds with one stone here. My proposal would be simple and honest. You and me, one room, one camera, through civil... Yeah, so this is all sitting it out. Honest, level playing field, no tricks. Through civil discourse we can examine our points of contest and points of agreement. We both then take a copy of the video. I will post it up uncut on my channel. You are free to do with your copy as you wish. So if you want to make money off it, do whatever, it's fine. If you have an interest in such a project, let me know some windows of opportunity and we'll see if we can converge on a date. If you accept or decline this offer, please delete this post, as to do otherwise would lead to pointless speculation about motives. I would rather not have made this invitation in public, but it was suggested by your staff. So, and when you click post, up comes the message saying, it'll appear once it's been approved. Anyway, so I forget about it. A couple of days later I start getting emails saying that Ray's declined the offer. So I go back to his blog, where I find, of course, loads of pointless speculation about motives, you know. Too much of a coward, that sort of thing. Well, whatever. Anyway, so this is what Ray then says. Thunderfoot, my sincere apologies for not deleting your post. I am in DC visiting the Smithsonian Evolution display. Yeah, the Smithsonian, where they actually try to educate people. And my connection to my main computer via my laptop is extremely slow. Yeah, all those naturalistic scientific gadgets, they really inhibit your life, don't they? Anyway, this made moderation arduous. I therefore didn't read your comment I therefore didn't read your comment to the end until it was brought to my attention that you requested deletion. Regarding your request for a debate, I would be more than happy to do this. The only condition would be an honorarium of $100,000 payable to Professor Richard Dawkins on my behalf. I hope you are well and wish you the best. So, and just so for those of you who don't know what this is all about, he wanted to debate with Richard Dawkins, and Dawkins doesn't debate with creationists. So he said, give $100,000 to the Richard Dawkins Foundation and we'll talk about it. So, basically, Ray wants me to pay $100,000 on his behalf. The irony, of course, being that Ray says,
luxurious living? No, it's not. The Bible says we're in battle to seek and save that which is lost.
And what's Ray's response when he's offered the opportunity? The opportunity to engage with 54,000 of the people who by his definition are lost. He says, I'll do it for $100,000. Bravo, Ray, pure quality. But I think you've got something even more ironic to add to this.
I hate people making money out of Christianity. I think it's a reproach, it's a shame, it's embarrassment. We should be here to benefit society, not to leech from it.
How deliciously ironic. I mean, tell me again, Ray, how immoral it is for someone to seek to gain through their religion. Anyway, ignoring the subtle inconsistencies, I'm going to be over in California in the next couple of months anyway. And if you fancy taking a break from randomly hijacking psychologically weak people and emotionally blackmailing them in front of a camera, and feel the need to raise your game, then the offer for a discussion is still open. It's the same deal. My proposal will be simple and honest. You and me, one room, one camera. Through civil discourse we examine our points of contest and points of agreement. That's it. However, you have to bear in mind that if you elect to turn the offer down, that you were given the option to have a discussion with one of the more prominent godless folk on YouTube in front of certainly tens of thousands of people, and you elected to turn it down. Well, Ray, it's all down to you now. It's your choice. Engage or not.